I'm Vincent. Thank you for joining me for today on the full day sections on the Acunetix Advanced. We will cover some advanced topic related to the product use on the third-party tool and support at the same time for develop a custom testing to be used in particular useful for the in-house build applications. Acunetix Web Vulnerability Scanner it is a very powerful and useful web application penetration testing tool. In particular, we talk about the Acunetix Web Vulnerability Scanner versions that besides the automated testing, they have come in a suite of the advanced and manual penetration testing tool like for SQL injection, brute force, and so on. So this one we continue here mainly is a few key and core topics that related to for the address some of the experienced user in some key area, such as from how to make use of the third-party tool to be improve the quality of the scanning result, and then put into Acunetix continuing application security testing. And then also in the area for business logic testing, then how to testing for the complex business logic testing procedure and so on. And then the interesting like how to make use of the scripting using the command line interfaces, and then the Acunetix software development kit, and then the vulnerability editor to develop some of the custom application testing mechanism and the script you want to use for your in-house applications. Very high-level overview and summary from what we talk about web application. In case we differentiate in the network first. So from the web application, we're talking about key components, the web clients, and then web server, application server, and database, the end tier. In case there is an important, they should have a multiple duplicate set here. And then, of course, for the web client, talk with the web server, we talk about the transport, we talk about request and response. Usually here is what we talk about. This is the web application. So web scanner is used to address the vulnerability that across this area and architectures. Well, it depends, so that specific areas, some will want to be granular, will have a client interface, transport, web server, web services, web applications, web or application server analyst, the source code, and then the exploitation testing, and the analyst and the database server analyst. Spider, or we call it the web spider or the clouder, right? So from the Acunetix can be one built-in web clouder or the spider app inside for you to make use to doing for the auto risk cover, or you can be make some advanced option and tuning from the behavior. However, for some people will still need to know that different custom-made application, in particular like the RESTful web services, that do not have the starting point where you can make use of SDL. It will make it from very difficult to be covered and detect from the what is the pages link or some hidden pages inside the applications. So this is why this is one of the areas that you can make use of the Acunetix third-party tool support. For instance, later on we will show you like what tool with the hands-on the afternoon section, how to make use of the other tool and then import the cloud file continue inside the web Acunetix. We're talking that to continue doing for the application security testing from there. It is very logic to say so. You cannot detect the link or hidden link, then it can perform correct and accurate application security testing. So it means the key for the web clouder or spider is in how good or how advanced it is allow you to detect a link or the hidden link. That so that you can, by the time you do application security testing, it can continue to work from there. So this is what you may make use of one or some of the very popular tool to recording your site, then continue to work from the Acunetix as one of the integrated workflow. Just like I mentioned, so web cloud, so you can cloud what is not linked. So from the spider to work right, you need a link to be followed. So in particular, the custom web application and RESTful web services, the way a web application or web service is structured, it does not provide a clouder with a link or a reference that can allow it to cloud the entire application in the proper way. Of course, that seeing that, let's say, they have a 100 page is only detected for 15 pages, then it means that half of the web application pages will be inside the web application security testing. So this is why you will notice that how important for the web clouding or spider you can renting your site is crucial for continue for the quality web application security testing result to be generated. So for those people looking for more web cloud support, so you may using from the other two, especially there are two common set of audience. One is for developer, perform the application testing, especially you want to do it for complex business key testing, and for M1 penetration testing. There is both in the area that you may or want to do it for manual test clouding scenario that the tool is supported for third-party web clouder. So this thing here, we will be hands-on using few of the third-party tool to be. Can you take use me on this afternoon section? We continue on the rest of the topic first. They got many tools so that from the web clouder, one will work easier and affordable to be getting to definitely is a PubSuite professional version. Inside, yeah, you can using his clouder that used to be configured to be getting you the file, and then for the coding result file, and then you just continue inside the Acunetix by using open the wizard, continue the rest of the work from there. Right? It's one integrated workflow. Cloud and scan for the complex business logic driven application. This is another scenario that in particular for the developer may need to make use of something they feel more comfortable, like the Selenium IDE test cases, where you can also send that to continue the workflow inside Acunetix back vulnerability scanner, such that you want to test something in the business logic, login, search, add, delete, and log out kind of a logic flow, right? Rather than you mean you want to control the testing page-to-page jump, that kind of scenario. Yes, you can make use of it. So this thing here, the Selenium IDE test cases, we will use it hands-on on this afternoon section as well. Quick screenshot from the Selenium IDE. So usually you will start from there for new test case, set test key, export the test key. SDE is exactly what you later on need this export the test key to use in the Acunetix we're talking about. Going through the URL working on, follow the step-by-step logic, what the thing you want to test, and making all those things recorded in. This is what this afternoon session we will concentrate on. In the another set of the key area, people always interested whether you are the penetration tester or the developer, is to develop a custom vulnerability test for your custom view or in-house view web application or portal application. The reason is simple. The value of the testing, it will be as valuable if you know that your application is custom made. I will be, by understanding how your application works, I create a custom made application testing procedure that will make it is much more relevant than you using the generic application testing signature and script. So few tools we will use it in offhandly we can use. One, of course, we can make use of the Acunetix command line interface, the CLI, to be create the simple scripting, all those thinking. And then of course you may also export it as XML to use it in the other third-party tool. Another third one is the most useful and graphic driven is make use of the tool we call it Acunetix vulnerability editor. Inside already can have all the common use testing procedure and sample for you to build a new one from there. And then of course for the developer, right? We talk about, you make use of the Acunetix software development kit to deliver your own very own custom vulnerability testing, right? That it is really internalizing and customizing Acunetix to perform all those advanced and value add and to help you to automate your workflow, right? To make your job easier and more effective and efficient. One screenshot, this is what this afternoon we were also doing hands-on that in using for perform some scripting with some formatted raw and then image field and then to test on that. So you have a hands-on how it is looking right for the scenario. Vulnerability validation, so it means that from the Acunetix report, it states about you have SQL injection. So for example, so one of the areas usually before submitting the report from those like one penetration tester is required to validate that whether the vulnerability that is reported is correct or not. So this is an area that most of people, okay, because I'm using Core Impact Pro because it is the most famous and the most simple way that we can demonstrate how you will import from the Acunetix result and continue to work inside Core Impact. And then to confirm the thing here, then you mark your Acunetix result, whether it's a false positive or validate, right? The workflow for vulnerability validation workflow work this way. First, you import vulnerability data from Acunetix, the scan result file, right? So then you open inside, import the export vulnerability file by Acunetix, and then you continue to perform your exploit with all the tools inside Core Impact because this is the premium rate and the most comprehensive penetration testing tool. So you can do those things here. Then of course you correct your evidence, right? Whether it's exploitable or it's false positive, then you mark in the Acunetix engine inside. So it's valid or it's a false positive. Then you can generate your report in one single streamlined workflow basically, right? So this afternoon we will also use it to demonstrate how it's doing as well. Always is another key area is talking about, vulnerability scanner tell about what is a potential vulnerability is, but for fixing all those thinking will take time for developer and so on, is that how about I need a temporary to seal people to try to manipulate or exploit those vulnerabilities being founded. So typically we talk about web application firewall integrations. So here I was using one of the remote tool, Qualys web application firewall as a sample. This the process it is the one is fully supported. You can using the Acunetix scanning result and then import into web application firewall in Qualys. It will automatically create all those firewall rules that is needed until afterward you're fixing all the vulnerability and then you generate a new scan result and re-import back the file to be implemented in the web application firewall, right? To serve as a firewalling function for the web application. So it is how we are talking about. And for join for this whole section, hope that today's section is fulfilled for those who are going to hands-on. And then of course after today you have some question and so on. Yes, as same you continue to serve our website for any relevant information. And of course you are feel free to contact us if you have any area you want to clarify and you someone to consult in the tool and how to leverage to make the entire web application security testing is more automated and the organized and systematic way and leverage what you may already have in the holistic manner. So we are here to be with you. So thanks for joining the session.